One man is lost in the fog. His friend brings a torch in the night. They walk arm in arm through the dark, guided by one man's sight. One man's sight. Some cannot walk, some cannot see, some cannot speak, some cannot hear, some cannot learn, some cannot think, but all can love, and all can feel, and all can care, and all can change, and all can learn, and all can grow. We are equal in the same. We are equal in the same. We are equal in the same. Two men were working the land, two farmers making their trade. And while one was blind, he was still the mind behind the world's best lemonade, his lemonade. Some cannot walk, some cannot see, some cannot speak, some cannot hear, some cannot learn, some cannot think, but all can love, and all can feel, and all can care, and all can change, and all can learn, and all can grow. We are equal in the same. We are equal in the same. We are equal in the same.
The children in our country are being made to be the victim of a situation they are not involved, and then sent to a foster home where they again are reintroduced to trauma of being the odd ball. Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem. George Washington never thought of children as pawn in the game of freedom and American values, and never had he wanted to sell them. They were from his maker, his creator. Our children are being run down for no other reason than the profits being made in some way. Somehow these government agencies make money hand over fist day in and day out. They have you go to classes that they are billing for, and there is no viable reason for you to attend. Yet when you hear an update, CPS tells you that you're further away from when you started. Reunification is your goal, not theirs. And after you go through 12+ months of grueling, painstaking classes and meetings, all while getting the slimmest amount of time to visit your child, and even worst, you are always supervised. Never alone again with your child. It's awful. How do they feel, do you think?
Where's the outrage? Why is nobody standing up for these families being torn apart by CPS?
Please don't tell me you're going to put all your bets on this superhero. You grown-ups are supposed to be coming to his rescue. Stop ignoring this problem. There is nothing more I can say to any of you. please fight CPS and help those who have lost so much they can help themselves.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Equal and Same, the show that we talk about disabilities, your rights, and technical assistance and technical information given by the Department of Justice and Congress. We can get into the 504, we can get into the IEPs of your children in schools. We can do a lot. I'm here to talk for the next hour, and I think it'll be a good night. I do have somebody that I've been, friend of mine I've been helping out, and I wouldn't mind talking to her. But first, I want to give a shout out to, the Punisher. Haven't heard from you, bro, in a couple of days. I hope you don't have COVID or something crazy going on. We really need you back into the game. So get on your Wheaties and let's buck up and get going again. We all get down in our slouts, and depression gets the best of us, as many of you know, or might not know. I lost my mother recently, and the funeral was last weekend, and I just couldn't pull it off. But again, due to my friends here within the show, they cracked me open on Sunday night with Gunner, and I really appreciate what Gunner did for me and Becca did for me. Even though I'm still struggling day to day, it shows that we're all in the same boat and we got each other's back. So pretty much later on in the show, I wouldn't mind maybe if somebody needs a little bit technical assistance applied to them in their situation and their problems. But I just want to quickly go over something I found today that was of interesting to me, at least. It's somebody I admire very, very well, and I'm hoping you guys can see the screen. You should be able to. It's Understanding the ADA, a blog of William D. Gord, JDLLM. This guy's pretty incredible, guys. You really, really need to look at some of his writings and his thoughts. Again, it's about knowing where this knowledge is, who's in it, and who's taking care of, let's just say, teaching us. Even though the ADA was supposed to be written for basic language for people with an IQ of, let's just say, 70 to 75, that, in my opinion, with a CRAN should trigger the investigation or trigger the modifications of program services and activities. But it's, again, let's count the ways that alcoholism is a disability. Great story, guys. I'm not going to get into it. It's something that I think everyone really needs to look at. And you can look at his publishments on other documents. It's so great. I personally love, because everyone continues to say to me, hey, Henry, they don't care. They go pound sand on the ADA. Obviously we expect it. I've been dealing with an 18-year fight on that. And again, I'm ready either for federal removal or I have to appeal to the Supreme Court now. I'm not going to play around with the state anymore. I think I prefer the federal courts because the state is a party to the situation. And from what I gather and understand, it's in our Constitution that basically anytime the state is involved in a matter or being accused of discrimination, they can't oversee themselves and they can't rule on themselves. So again, there's so many people that are a lot smarter than me on this subject and have actually probably have filed briefs in regards to protecting themselves. And I would probably defer to people more like that in our network of assistance is the appropriate word, I would think. But another great story for William was that I thought was absolutely backing it right up. Gets into the Eighth Amendment, Title II, and the non-delegated duties. So again, when we're talking today, you got delegated duties, which again, I refer to the 28 CFR 35.107 as a designated responsible employee. Without that person, We cannot form ADA advisory committees. We cannot do self-evaluations. We cannot do transitioning plans. We cannot do publications, which again, guys, publications should be equal and the same as to knowing who the hell your town mayor is, who's your governor, and who's your police chief, we'll say. Underneath the ADA, without having a big sign when you walk into the Title II entity, I don't care if it's a courthouse or CPS office, or in my case, DCF, or again, another case of mine, DDS, or a school system. They should have a plaque on the wall directing you, not only saying who the, let's just say, school's principal is, but also where to find the ADA contact person. So again, these are all great stuff for you guys to read. And I'm not going to bore you with getting into everything, but this is, again, direct evidence cases going into existence and other good stuff. So again, it would be direct evidence of the ADA and your disability, because I don't care what anyone says, you must interact. If you don't interact with the entity, you'd be just as guilty as them of I don't want to say discrimination, but coercion, or you're being retaliatory and not accepting, a common ground that would benefit you. And I don't like to say this, because after 35 years, I think there should be no undue burden on the courts. The courts, you have to look at them as a whole, because again, with the ADA, we can jump monetary lines, meaning I can jump from a department that might have the appropriate program, service, and activity, and make them come in within the judicial system if they don't have it. I still believe you hold an absolute right to your own picking of your own doctors, who are the treating doctors. I don't believe in the bullshit that this court's going to say you got to go see their psychologist, who, one, probably is not affiliated with a hospital, two, only does diagnosing, has no clinical experience, has no treatment experience to see what the outcomes are, and how does he prove his hypotheses. So again, it gets into it deeper and deeper and deeper. But again, I prefer dealing with the people who are treating you and helping you manage your day-to-day life, or day-to-day, medical needs, or your children's needs, or I would even say whoever helps you in co-decision making, because again, in my opinion, we all ask our fellow mankind, I don't want to use just wife or husband, fellow mankind, for opinions all the time. Does that mean that we're incapable? I mean, it could be as little as, hey, do I look good in this, gray and white shirt, or all the way down to, can you give me some financial advice on, I don't know what to do here. And I don't want to say it's advice, but financial help, or legal help. My opinion, under the effective communication, the courts have to explain to you. And I've been fighting now for over a week, just to get e-filing on this turbo court system. It's the biggest bullshit system I've ever seen in my life. It's not friendly at all. And I do not see how somebody with an IQ of 70 is going to have the chance to navigate through these systems just to be able to put a response that I didn't do that. Simple words, or you know what I mean? I was going to say that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and I am a human man, citizen of the Constitution, and I only recognize the Constitution as the law of the land along with God's laws. So again, I don't know what else we can get into, but I just wanted to point this out because this is very, very important, that I'm seeing a lot of people, again, we have religious freedoms, remote work, ADA implications, and the latest with HUD and animals in housing. So again, I would think this is, I didn't read it, but again, this guy's got so much good stuff. Every week he's publicizing something. And I want to now probably invite you guys to meet one of our good friends, Danielle, if she's got a minute to step in and talk with us tonight. because Danielle, welcome to my show, and
Hey,
can't wait to see you up and going at 5 o'clock every day again, because we got to start rocking and rolling. We're getting into the
right?
season
Gotta
where
get
we're
back
going to
in
be dealing
mode.
with bills and tracking bills, and
Getting
you
back
know,
back in the ball game.
right. Things
Cause
are
it's
going good for me and Francesca Amata. Family Justice and Accountability Act. If some people don't know, I sponsor Connecticut as one of the team leads, and I just been hammering the shit out of everyone, because even though Congress is shut down, if you got the golden ticket, the invite to go into the building, you're going in.
right.
And you got full access. And what's great is there is nobody there. The paid
Nope.
lobbyists are not there, and everyone is forgetting that. Everyone, say, "Oh, geez, you're supposed to hire a lobbyist to do your work for you at the Capitol." No, you're not. It's we, the people. We have the right to go in there, and if we got a concept or an idea of a change of a law that would benefit us all, that's where you have that right to knock on your congressperson, get them to sponsor,
That's what it's there for.
and bring it forward. But hey, we've been talking all week about some of the things that you've been going through with your brother and the hell of courts, and but just I don't want to get too much into your personal problems, but if you can give like a little idea to these people, the kind of bullshit that you've been going through this week on the ADA and some other garbage.
We want to go through that. I know, yeah, that's what it feels like. It is garbage, because that they want to deny, like the courts. Y'all, I've been filing things electronically with my brother, and they keep denying the even emergency accommodations. Hold on, my thing froze. When I get to talking, hey Debbie, that's when I freeze up. Can you still hear me though? At least.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you crystal clear.
Because
You didn't break up once. Your face might have froze, but
right.
again,
But like, I tell them that they cannot deprive you or deny you access to the courts. Like, they can't do that, and they are totally blocking it out. And then when they wouldn't even say anything about having to request ADA accommodations, and I asked them who their ADA
well, it's again ADA modifications. Accommodations is Title I, guys. Don't get me wrong.
But
I've
we're
read
in
your
Title
case
II.
law
My bad.
that
Title II.
The Supreme Court has said modifications do lead to accommodations, and hence the lacking of the terminology. But to get it right, again, you're in a Title II entity.
Terminology.
You must ask for a modification, and in my opinion, would be they should have a list based on what they're perceiving you as. Sorry
let me
about
tell
this,
you,
guys.
down here they don't have.
Hey, Carl Cowboy, we're in the middle of a talk show right now. You want to say hi to the world?
Hey.
All right, I'll call you when it's done, brother.
But they don't have, like, the lady, when I called up there, they did not have I even went up there, they didn't know, they had nothing posted, nothing up. And this is the Superior Court of the county I live in. So what's really going on? Like, what are they really? It makes me wonder, because that's a public. I mean, they should make the accommodations for these people when they request it.
Well, that
there's
should
not
be
even
their
a
number
person.
one. If you go to the ADA training center and you look at a training module, I believe it was last January, 2025. It was people with intellectual disabilities and the affirmative obligation of the courts. Again, my feeling and everyone else's feeling is the number one job for the courts is to be on the lookout.
Right.
So if they see somebody struggling in the hallway, it's common sense, ladies and gentlemen. You don't think you walk around the streets and not seeing somebody struggling, from the elderly to maybe a child, or it just doesn't matter. You can identify who's struggling and who needs help in society.
I mean, even growing up, we would do that. Like, it's changed so much. Like, even like now down here, I don't know about if we help somebody like that and they have like they're having a medical emergency, you can be held at fault for if something happens to them.
Right. And again, I ain't saying that, but if somebody looks a little confused, like they can't find their car in the parking lot, you walk up to them and say, "It's okay. Can I help you? What kind of car do you got? What color is it?" You got to ask questions and draw them out of the brain seizure. And so again,
help, because that's what the world used to be about, but it's not about that anymore.
Right. So again, did you end up going to their website and deciding to file a complaint of the
Yes,
technical barriers that are
I
being
had
put in
to.
front of you, that you're dealing with people who are not effectively trained
They
in
didn't even
regards
have a
to
person there. Nothing.
well, that's another thing that you must object to, that there was not somebody at the physical location, because
Right.
it used to be, I believe, 15 or more employees, but the federal government now has divided, or I shouldn't say the federal government, DOJ settlement agreement has now redefined it as saying, I believe it's an entity serving the public,
Yep.
or a Title III person
Title
serving the public. And a Title III person, just for people not understanding, in my opinion, it's the subcontractors of DCF. It's your attorneys. It's the bar of your state,
There's a
because the bar is the
Mhm.
only one that can make money. What is it called? The British Association
Yep.
Registry. So
Yep.
again, how is it even functioning in this country? That's a whole nother
I'm surprised
disgusting.
because they in the county that the another neighboring county, they do have a certain person that works in the superior court. It's a court administrator that does is she that's her job is for the accommodate. Like if you need to, if you're handicapped or you need to reach out to her, you're supposed to reach out to her within 72 hours or yada, and it's always on your court orders. But then this county, it's like, no. So why haven't they
So,
caught on to this? Why does it take me to, I
so,
mean, come
so
on, like
ready. You just said something funny to me. So
what?
you have to reach out 72 hours ahead of time. My state happens to be 10 days.
Are you
I think it's
serious?
bullshit.
Wow.
I think it's all
Wow.
bullshit, because
Yes.
when I feel like walking into the court to even watch a court case, that's my legal right to
Right.
access a public setting and
Right.
walk in there and get an immediate comment. I do not have to pre-identify and tell them I'm coming. That's like saying reserve the parking spot out in front of my grocery shopping because I'm Danielle and I'm coming at 2 o'clock to
Right.
go grocery shopping. Are
Right.
you
It's like,
shitting me?
and
This is
that's
the
what they,
craziness of it, guys. This
so
is how
10 days up there, huh?
their administrative duties are not compliant.
No.
And it's easier to prove non-compliancy than it is to prove, because they're such good masters at it, guys. They're such good masters at
You just said
discriminating
the
against
magical
people.
words. They are such good masters because that
Yep.
is so true.
Yep,
And
absolutely, Danielle. And again,
slowly it's coming. It's going to
I
be,
get ripping on this shit because again, it's wrong. We know we're taking advantage of certain people right now that should not legally being taken advantage of, because again, Congress says you got to give prophylactic
well,
protections
even,
with
hey,
strictest
everyone.
scrutiny to
Mhm.
whatever these people do.
Like they're even, people don't even realize they're even taking advantage of regular people, like people. Like,
Well,
I mean,
because they use intimidation and threat on that. Because hey, I ain't going to jail, you know. And again, we all know that story.
or if you can't access, like if you can't access the courthouse, maybe you are a caregiver for a disabled person or something like that, and you cannot get there. And they totally, what about the electronic way? What about filing electronically and you have an
I'm
emergency?
telling you, it's a technical fucking barrier. And I'm typical. When I say I'm typical, man, I can do just about anything. If you give me a book, I'll learn it. You know, self-taught
Look,
type shit.
I am now experiencing what you have been going through. Like holy,
But
and
computers, it's just a freaking barrier to me, like
but
you would not
also,
believe.
and then right, and then they got all these glitches. But then you also, if somebody don't like you at that courthouse, then there you go.
Yeah, I got that.
Yeah. So don't if people don't like, do your research, everyone. I'm telling you, because I've learned a lot from Henry
No,
and every.
look at the little things that you wouldn't think of looking at, and that's where the
That's
problem
where it's
lies.
at.
They do enough little things to us that it absolutely becomes a technical barrier.
Like a clerk cannot, if you file electronically, a clerk cannot deny you access to the courts, and that is the like how. Okay, I know it's not a glitch in the system. This was a person rejecting. They cannot deny you, and then because I'm filing pro se, okay, they said because I don't have an attorney, I got to come to the courthouse. Excuse me, no, ma'am, that's not how it works. And that's when I said, my brother, this is an emergency motion, and you are totally denying me his ADA, violating his ADA rights, plus our or whatever constitutional right of shit, the depriving us of the courts, depriving us.
Well, it's again their technical barrier, and then you don't have your effective communication.
Right.
So that's
But
that's
they
what
aren't
the
even supposed to,
AEA is
it's not
supposed to
their job.
level it all out.
Right.
It's to
But they
get you
don't.
in there and ensure that you understand the process to the fullest extent that you're capable
Well, look,
of doing.
and
So
that's what
that
I did.
means if you're drooling and you can't say a word, just go away, just nod your fucking
Right.
head and say, do you understand? Because again,
Right.
we've met some brilliant people. What's that, Dr. Oh, what's his name? Oh, geez, he's in a wheelchair, and again, he's an Einstein.
The one, the one that passed away.
Yeah,
the one that
right.
talks. Oh my gosh, what was his name? I know who
Digitally
you're talking.
talks.
Yes,
He had, right.
Talked to that device. Oh my good. Oh, I can't think of it.
Again, even Christopher Reeves became quadriplegic riding a horse, but he knows what's going on. Does that mean his rights should be taken away because he's right. not able to get up and drive and go vote and do this all on his own and make complaints?
Right. And like we talked about Olmstead, that's another thing. They are totally. That's another thing. They're not
okay. So let the audience know. I told Danielle. Okay, what I wanted her to do was after courts denied her, and this is what people ain't getting, is go to your local disability rights center, which should be an advocacy and protection, which is federally funded, guys. I know the state of Connecticut's a little under $300,000 a year, plus the state gives them another X amount of Z, and then they do fundraising on top of it all. So again, this is a nonprofit company. Right. Let's be real. They don't have a duty. They don't have a responsibility to comply and get self-evaluations. So my experiences are going to say, oh, well, our board is not elected that as one of the duties of our mandates this year. Fuck you too. You know what I mean? That's your only mandate, is to ensure compliancy. Administrative compliancy, because if they were compliant, then people like me wouldn't need to go to disability rights in Connecticut, because there would be no discrimination, because as it's identified, 28 CFR 35.107, the designated responsible employee should auto-correct the system.
I asked
what case, Danielle? Danielle, per what case?
The Riker Island case, wasn't it?
What year?
Oh God, what year was that? Shit, I don't know the year, but
2004.
That's it, 2004. I know the Riker Island case.
Take that basic principle and expand it to what Henry's talking about by looking at your state settlement agreements.
Yes, state. That's where I looked up
settlement agreements, ladies and gentlemen.
Because you'll run and find a lot in those.
Players are, and then from there you want to jack them. And God bless and rest your soul. Did you look to see if you have a current open case with the feds and DOJ underneath the ADA? I don't care what it is for. I don't care if it's in school. I don't care if it's in your police department. There's got to be somewhere in your state
somewhere
open. And that's the person now I would be CCing and reach out into, and then using USC 18242-241. You're in conspiring to defeat my rights, because
that's how I got down here.
Showing me who your designated responsible employee is, 28 CFR 35.107, which you should easily, because it's a mandated as a published mandate that they have to tell who it is.
They have
it has to be a written document that basically gives this person the authority.
And that person is supposed to just be based on the disability. Know the disability laws, the rights, everything.
And
be able to guide a person.
Disability. They cannot
nothing
handle
else.
Stamping papers. They cannot handle anything other than disability and getting advice and doing self-evaluations, collecting and investigating complaints, and most of all, transitioning, ensuring that their transitioning is effective while it's being carried out over the 5 years, because they just can't say, oh, we're going to do a transitioning. Oh, we didn't make that goal. Sorry, guys. We'll put it on the next year's list. Can't fucking do that, Danielle.
And they can't. No. And they try to hide this stuff too. There's so many like grants and stuff out there for the disability and independence. And like these kids that are, they can do independent living. They should have more community-based resources.
Again, what is independent living? What is independent living?
Living with your at home, I would say living at home with your
member and that family member shadows almost to the point of co-decision making.
True. But that's what a
Okay.
guardian is, right?
And again, using certain
Oh my God,
techniques
Lindsay.
like hold on, using certain techniques which I hate personally, applied behavior analysis, just because the system was written to make money for the guy who invented it. But
Yep.
other systems like Miller method or floor time, which everybody kind of, believe it or not, does that. They try to get their children to work for their respect or their
Yep.
friends, you know what I mean?
Right.
To include. So it's sort of almost like a method. I don't want to say you're good to me and I'm good to you type mentality, but it's kind of is. And again, let's get this done and we can go have fun type mentality.
It's all about money. Like that's what it's not about what it really needs to be about.
Floor time is more getting and playing through play interaction,
right?
Getting somebody. And again, that's what leads me to, I'd be saying, fuck you again to DCF. And I'd be like, dude, I ain't meeting you in your institutional setting. That is not an institutional setting.
No.
You guys got maybe a park that by your house, or they're going to object to going to your house, but again, park or a cousin's house or somewhere that is a neutral spot, and ain't fucking McDonald's either, guys.
Right.
the nasty ass playscape that they got in there or whatever. I don't know about you, but
they and then like I'm part of this it's called the Children Trust Fund Alliance. I found out that the funds from like your extra fees, like when you pay a ticket and stuff, like those victim funds and stuff, they're supposed to go into these funds for these community-based resources. And it's where's that happening?
And like Massachusetts, actually, I know for a fact, talking with a Mass Bar member, they said part of their license fee actually goes to fund the civil Gideon rights.
First one. That is
to fund the civil Gideon rights. And again, if people don't know what civil Gideon is, it's basically your right to appointment in a civil matter under certain conditions, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Family falls in there, obviously. If you're indigent and you can't afford an attorney in a family court, they should be appointing you an attorney.
And that's
because if they're able to terminate your rights on the fair preponderance of evidence, which again is not the appropriate standard, again, according to Troxel versus Granville.
That's right.
And again,
and like every state has a what they call it's like Georgia's Children's Trust Fund. It sounds harsh. It does sound so harsh. It does.
So let's expand it a little bit more, just for people don't know. Now you said Georgia, it just brought up something that we talked about the other day. Was Georgia is considered the Olmstead decision. Two ladies, and again, that Disability Rights Center was a PNA at the time. Is supposedly the creator of our rights to the get out of institutional settings and put into a community setting. And again, in my opinion, with 43% with association rights, I think the number is higher now, meaning association rights to the disabled. About 43% of the population can agree that they do know somebody with a disability and they just need a little bit of extra help.
That's right. And that's where I believe that more community, that's the word.
In my opinion, every seventh home in America should be a disabled home.
That's because
I can tell you right now, we achieve community inclusion. And again, just because you're the rich and privileged doesn't mean you get the beach shore shot. There would actually be some people I know on the spectrum that would benefit from being next to the shore and hearing the laps of a good friend of mine in PA last night's like, you hear the train going through? And she's like, that's so smooth to me. It's so soothing. And I told her, the only thing you need now is a weighted blanket and you're good to go. And again, we because we're all fighting demons, and she was just fighting whatever it is with depression again.
Because I've even noticed, like with myself over the last, I was like, man, where did my memory go? Where did this? And you think about it, the stuff we're eating, like I'm eating. I mean, look at all that, and I haven't been, and I've noticed a change in myself, in my brother. And that's like we were talking, but back when after our conversation the other day, I was like, man, when I thought about like when my nanny and all that was more natural. And I'm like, okay. And I noticed, but I've noticed this change in the last like 4 or 5 years. But
Right.
it's been real bad here recently. And it's crazy just to think that it's that they're trying to get away from all that. They're trying to make us.
So to let them know too, we got onto the subject because roughly 2 weeks ago I started testing on my Nathan. I
Right.
wish I could go see a Dan's doctor, guys. I'm telling you, if you got ailments that a main medicine doctor is not, look for an internal medicine doctor, preferably MD because they're able to prescribe the drugs, but an ND. And the gentleman I happen to use is Dr. John Furlong, and through his testing, because again, with all the Trump and the announcements that are
Yeah.
going on with autism,
Mhm.
and I wanted to
Oh
know
yeah.
about a little bit about Lipitor, I think it's called, or not Lipitor.
Mhm.
What the hell's the drug's name? But anyways, we broke it down. We talked with John, and he's like, Henry, I can dial it more specifically to Nathan. We know it's in that drug, and what we're gonna do is duplicate it. So basically, I'm looking at a folic acids right now, and I'll tell you right now, I'm up to 3,000 milligrams. I started off at 1,000. I also had low B6. It's usually B12 that's out of whack, but in his case, it was B6 and a magnesium deficiency. And I'll tell you right now, this kid is more alive right now. I cannot wait to hit the 5,000 milligram
Right.
mark. You want to do it slowly because
I mean,
obviously
is he like still getting angry and stuff, or no? Have you seen a change in
Um,
that at all?
with the yeast, with the first 3 days, because we forgot to say that we put him on fluconazole. It's a tablet, and what it's basically going to do is kill his bacteria or yeast level. And I have to give him children's probiotics to replace and try to re-jump start that gut. And what you use is activated charcoal to help pull out the dead yeast. So you're basically treating in the morning, and before he goes to at night, you give him 2 pills of activated charcoal, and that in the morning time he'll be pooping black with a little white on the outside of it. How about that
Okay.
one, guys? White. I ain't shitting you. Get
Wow.
it? I ain't shitting you. I
Right.
but
Like,
yeah, so again, so it's really doing some great stuff. And I'm used to nystatin. I had Dr. Eileen Comia, Comia, if you're in Connecticut. She's awesome. Again, John Furlong's in Connecticut. Awesome
um,
guy. It's again, it's amazing what these people know in their head from
mhm.
basic
And
medicines to herbs, and you know
right.
I believe in this stuff. When I say to you,
Oh
God put
yeah.
me on this planet for a reason, there's a reason why. Again, it's
Look,
treat
my
the body,
my grandma taught me a
treat the
lot. Like
body,
when
you go after the mind. But yeah, so with the fluconazole, there's a belief that you can have so much yeast overgrowth that it actually stresses the liver and it
yes.
impures the liver, and you're not going to get it on a regular liver test because it's a yeast.
Yep.
So it's
And,
again by what they've noticed by doing, I don't want to say autopsies, but Nathan had endoscopy and colonoscopy when he was young to prove that he had leaky gut, and that's what we call it: is a leaky gut,
leaky gut.
leaky gut syndrome. And it's Dr. Timothy Bowie, Buie, out of Boston, Mass General. He's awesome. And again, these are all people you got to start. Dr. Sidney Baker. Look at his work with autism.
And
Um,
at one time, did with doctors like that, did they ban that or something?
Yeah,
Like,
they actually attacked Sidney
'cause-
Baker in
oh
'73.
wow,
Pfizer's threw him out. The movie Bernie Rimland was the
is
Rain
every
Man. The movie Rain
right?
Man was based off of Bernie Rimland. So he
Thanks.
teamed up with Sid Baker in the early
Thanks, Brandon.
'70s, and by '73 they were saying, "No, this is an environmental toxin. This is not genetics." And since '73, that's all we've tried to look at is genetics. Treating it like it was Down syndrome or something to that extent.
Right. Like it's hereditary, like
Or
carrying
born
it.
or born that way.
Hmm.
Hereditary, yes. So
But it's something
again,
that can like trigger that it's
right, it's a trigger. It's something in the
yes,
environment that's triggering these
yes.
kids.
Like with
And
my
again,
son, it's something in the that triggered him. Like I mean, I've sat here and did a timeline on the like his whole well being just from birth to, and you can it's all in everything is not pointing. That's I mean it's the environment. What we he's I mean everything around him. It could be a noise. It could be something he ate. It could be anything.
right.
It's not nothing that it's. He could have ADHD, but something
In
else could
Nathan's
trigger.
case, it was the double dose of the MMR shot by the fucked up doctors.
Yep. Yep.
DCF
And yep.
interferes.
You know
Mother
what they
gave
were
him the
saying?
shot. Grandmother stole him without telling me I had a child. And again, he was 2.5 years old. And
Oh.
they only tell me after he gets vaccinated. And she decides,
Was
let's
he?
give him the flu shot on
Oh,
top.
so he was a late die. Like he wasn't like that. So he didn't see. Well, how old was he? My son was the same way. My son was
He was
no.
about 2.5. He dropped out.
There
Big
you go.
time
Yes,
4
two and
months
a
out.
half years old. So y'all hear that? Look, both of our
I've
kids,
seen
2 and a
body
half.
rashes from head to toe, pimples.
Did he have a
Again,
fever?
Fevers were
Mm-hmm.
unexplainable. So she kept on saying, "Oh, let's give him the Tylenol."
Yes.
It was like some dissolvable allergy. I'm like, I don't have allergies, lady.
No.
Why you?
Right.
If his mother doesn't have
Or the
allergies, then
liquid
why would he have
Tylenol.
allergies?
And I know that like my son, he ran a fever because he had like two or three shots in one day,
Right.
but it was like it was that week, and it was just weird. And now that now look at us, go back to that time, and boom, I've never met people that had their child was a late die, because they could never.
The percentage when they said it's jumped from 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 34 now. I think Trump used numbers. When Nate was young 15 years ago, if you were in Jersey, it was 39, but in Connecticut, it was still 1 in 56 up here in Hartford. But if you came by the shoreline, it was 1 in 51.
Right.
So
and
that alone tells you when you start going to the toxic areas, like, no offense, guys, if you're from Jersey, but that's a pretty much cesspool.
And in Atlanta, the big,
it's crazy.
Yeah. And people don't realize how real this is. If you go back to 2005, 2003,
right,
about that time, there was a big. I mean, we didn't know what was going on with our kids. My son,
we did. The government wouldn't accept the Amish study and the monkey study. Google it. Early 2000, an Amish community in Lancaster, 10,000 doctor looked at this whole kids and says, why the fuck don't I have autism here? There's 10,000 patients. I should have at least one.
Right.
And you know what I mean? It's real easy. And again, and don't say it's genetics again, guys, because genetics is off the table now.
Like somebody told me when I was doing a live one time, this was about 6 months ago. They're like, you just don't wake up and have autism. I'm like, the fuck? Like, dude, I said, why is there so many parents that are saying the same thing I am at the same time period? And you're going to tell, and all of our kids act the same or doing the same things, but you're going to tell me that I'm just dumb. Like, come on, dude. Do you even know what you're talking about? Because it could be something like the triggers. It's the triggers.
Here's my buddy. You want to say hi to everyone?
Hey, bud. Hey, Nathan.
Hi, Daniel. Hi, Daniel. You got to bend in so they can see you.
Hi, Daniel. Hey, Nathan. How are you? Oh.
Good. I'm having my cake.
Hey.
Yeah.
Look at you.
All right, buddy. You go eat up.
Hey. Gosh, he's as tall as my boy.
Yeah.
How old is he? 20?
He's 21.
Oh, man. He's the same age as mine.
Yeah.
My son's 20.
But again,
mine hit a growth
spurt. So just to let people know, I just went to a regular Quest Diagnostics. When I originally did it with him in the natural path, that was a certified Dan's doctor, which again, Defeat Autism Now is a place where you go look at your vaccines, look at a schedule. I'm not saying I'm anti-vaccine. I'm just saying slow it down, do an 89 vaccination schedule, and just slow it the fuck down.
Slow it down, right? And if you notice, like
vitamins and supports, and you can do it this way, because again, this could apply to us. Talking with John, John Furlong, doctor, he was telling me, Henry, I'm like, I feel even sluggish. He goes, your amino acids could be off. So when
Right.
we start talking about dementia people and what's going on with the elderly, there's a clear factor that we're contributing, that if you're not getting what your body needs, your body cannot support and convert to the minerals and vitamins that your brain needs to live on, because that's what your
Right.
body's doing, is it converting to energy for your brain. And if
Right.
you ain't getting what you need, you're gonna get a block. And
Right.
and again, that's
And
where the
that's,
heavy metals.
and you know, it's funny
um
you say that because they were saying my son had 3 glitches. I'm like,
well
so that's your blocks, and they won't tell you that. They wouldn't.
right
I said, what do you mean glitch? Like,
well your body
and
produces glutathione naturally,
yes,
which is your detoxification, just like dopamines. And again, this is why
right,
we have
endorphins, all that,
alcoholism and drug addict, because again, it just pumps your body with the dopamines.
right,
Feel good,
endorphins,
feel
yeah,
good. Endorphins, yep.
yep.
And but
Yes,
yeah.
Brenda. Yes, Brenda. Eating the gel food. That's right. Yet, it's not
Hi,
good.
Brenda, honey.
It's not good.
Yeah, jail
And that
food is not good food,
and with him, and if you already have like a prior like ADD or something like that, this stuff is not helping those. It's triggering to make other, like, trauma with my son,
right,
trauma.
right.
I mean, and now he's got a different side of, I mean, it's the triggers, and that's what me. I don't know if Brenda remembers me and her were talking about this. I said, Brenda, it's not. It's triggers. Like, he was traumatized, and now it's brought out another part of him. But what's intensified it is the gluten and stuff, the too much stuff that he should not. I mean, because he once you start taking that stuff away, because it's depriving his body of what it needs. You know.
Well, like Tim Bowie, Mass General, believes that it's all about the 6 billion bugs we got in our GI, where if a good bug goes in the wrong direction, you're fucked, you're putting on weight. And if a bad bug goes in the wrong direction,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yep.
fucked, you're putting on weight. So it's not
And then
about, oh, geez, that guy, he can eat whatever he wants because he's high energy and burns it right. No, bullshit. It's all about your GI. But,
right.
you know,
That's not my
hey, I want to
person.
throw it out to anyone. If they would like to come in, we can send them a link and let's talk a little bit about the
Yeah.
ABA. So, that if that's possible, because we got about 10 minutes. So I'll just quickly go over with everyone, just the amino acid analysis. That was a urine one, and it
Yeah.
was a great test. It showed that his homocysteines were down, a couple other things, some acids were up high. So it's again,
Was this, and did we not tell everybody this is it a urine test, blood test?
that was a urine test. And then
Okay.
here's another test that he did is a catalinomoles
Yeah.
fractions. It's 24-hour urine test. He did a 5-HI AA urine test. Obviously we did a basic metabolic panel, an
Mm-hmm.
MVP panel, where you're looking at, sodium and potassium and,
Mm-hmm.
chlorides. And again, just really crazy stuff.
Because I know on like a drug test, like say if like probation or some, like you were taking a drug test, they check on like the creatinine and your levels on your creatinine,
Right.
creatine, I think it's called. And if they're thrown, because they'll be way thrown off because they'll know when you dilute it, whatever, drinking too much water or something.
Right. And
So
again,
that's
I
what I
want to
was.
stress that this guy said this could apply to us fucking adults.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
not a reason in the world you all of a sudden are not eating the correct diet for what your body
Right.
needs.
And
And
it's true.
again, it's all simple blood work. It's all simple
It's
urine tests. I
right.
ain't doing a fucking spinal tap on my kid to see if the
No.
MMR is still
Heck
alive in the
no.
spinal cord. That ain't happening. Do less is best. See what the approach is going to be. So at worst, if I hit the 5,000 mark, then I might give a little bit of selenium, I believe it's called. And that's another thing that's huge for your brain function.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you should be doing, the fatty material around your brain is flaxseed oil and I believe canola oil. And it doesn't hurt to put in a shot now and then of grapeseed oil, just raw. This is why
Really.
vinegar, and
I
again,
love
vinegar,
vinegar.
apple cider vinegar
I
or
love
balsamic,
vinegar.
it resets that good bacteria in your
Yes.
gut, guys.
That's a. It
So
may be nasty, but I love
well, no
vinegar.
cucumbers. I love it on my cucumbers.
Yeah.
And again,
Oh yeah.
just even using the basic herbs, that's dill. And again, how good is dill? Everybody knows that oregano and parsley is like an antibody, I was gonna say antibody, but it's antibiotic for your body.
Antibiotic and
Um,
and antibiotics aren't good for you. A lot of them.
well, it's a natural one. And
Okay.
that's how Purdue got around. They started putting oregano in the chicken's water. It cuts down on the disease and helps them.
Okay.
That's one of the secrets of when
And
you're doing organic farming for your chicken water.
so
It keeps your
people need to know that
spots healthy.
a dill
Yeah.
plant. Brenda's got a dill plant. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So
Heck yeah. Look, I love vinegar and it's like it's not really yeah, you're right. It resets your body.
bowel flora.
Yes, and it does that. Yes, it does. Because
And again, use the children's digestive enzymes because it has
Yep.
one extra enzyme in it. And again, it's again
Yep.
what is salt here.
sour and salty with unions. Sour and
I
salty.
gotta wait for it to go one more down because I have the bar that says parent advisory CPS coming. I
It
can't
says
read it.
D.H. Holland's sour herrings and salty herrings with unions.
Listen, herrings, the oil, they say the oil, just again, fish oil, it's a major thing.
So
I found it, I
canola
tried it,
oil.
you know, again, it gave me acid reflux. It gave me when I did that there's a fish oil that you can buy in a supplement, and
Fish oil.
nah, if you can get a pill, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if you can handle sardines, I just can't handle it. You know,
you know what? But sometimes if you got to do what you got to do to get right.
Yeah.
You know,
well, again, with oregano and sardines, they make a sheet pizza, we call it in here in New England, and it's good. It's already over. Gunner's shutting us down. Damn you, Gunner! We're going all night. Keep it going, Gunner.
One man
Damn
is
show's
lost in
next.
the
Oh
fog.
boy, we got to do something about that one day.
His friend brings a
is there somebody coming on after you?
Yeah, so I believe it's
They walk
Sam.
arm in arm through the dark.
He has a Healing with Sam show. It's a very good show. But it seems whenever I get rocking and rolling, it just felt like we started.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming in and talking to me tonight. And everyone have a great night. And you too. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in. We'll talk soon.
Can you turn the music down? Maybe? Okay.
All good. Take us out of here, Gunner. Now you turned it down. Now I can hear you, Danielle. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, everybody, if you were good, like I was gonna tell.
We are equal in the same.
Again, thank you everyone for joining me tonight. Any questions, right into Breaking News CPS. We'll get to you right away. If somebody wants to come on the show, no problem. We'll talk ADA. We can only get better rights for our
And
people.
while one was blind, he was still the mind behind the world's best lemonade. His lemonade.